Discovery and defiance. Earth in 2087 bore little resemblance to the world of previous centuries. The climate crisis had been tamed through geoengineering. Fusion power had eliminated energy scarcity, and humanity's reach extended throughout the solar system, with colonies on Mars, Europa, and Titan. The quantum revolution of the 2060s had transformed computing and opened new theoretical frameworks for understanding the universe. Dr. Amara Okafor stood in her laboratory at the Kenya Space Center, reviewing data from the new quantum field detector array her team had deployed throughout the solar system. The arrays were designed to map dark energy fluctuations to better understand the cosmos. But today, something was wrong with the readings. Dr. Okafor, her assistant Malik called, voice tense. The anomalies are consistent across all detection points. These aren't equipment errors. Amara studied the holographic projection showing 12 distinct energy signatures in geocentric orbit around Earth. The signatures pulsed with an unnatural regularity that defied known cosmic phenomena. "They're artificial," she whispered, the realization sending chills down her spine. "And they're deliberately hiding." Within hours, the discovery reached the Global Council. The 12 quantum anomalies were positioned strategically around Earth in a perfect observation grid. Each maintained a fixed position relative to the planet's surface, used some form of advanced cloaking technology, and emitted occasional tight beam transmissions toward a point in deep space. Admiral Helena Chen, head of Earth Defense, addressed the emergency session. "These objects have likely been in position for decades, possibly centuries. Their technology suggests a civilization far more advanced than our own. The question is, why observe us secretly rather than make contact?" The council chamber erupted in debate until Council Chair Mateo Rodriguez raised his hand for silence. "Our priority must be to establish whether these observers represent a threat. Meanwhile, we maintain normal operations and prepare for all contingencies." But the secret couldn't be contained. Within days, news of the Watchers spread across Earth and its colonies. Religions incorporated the revelation into their doctrines. Conspiracy theorists claimed vindication. Markets fluctuated wildly before stabilizing around a new reality. Humanity was not alone, and someone had been studying them like specimens in a cosmic laboratory. On the 14th day after discovery, the Watchers finally responded. A transmission simultaneously hijacked all global communication networks, appearing on every screen, in every language. "People of Earth, we are representatives of the Galactic Collective, a union of 27 spacefaring civilizations. We have monitored your development for 347 of your years as part of standard protocol for emerging intelligent species. Your quantum detection of our observation platforms was unexpected and premature. We will send representatives to evaluate your civilization's readiness for limited introduction to galactic society. Prepare for arrival in 30 days. The message ended abruptly, leaving humanity in shock. Earth hadn't merely discovered aliens, they had disrupted some grand cosmic plan. Admiral Chen immediately ordered the mobilization of Earth's defense fleet. "Whatever their intentions, we face a technologically superior force. We need options beyond conventional weapons." Dr. Okafor was appointed to lead the scientific response team. "Their quantum displacement technology suggests vulnerabilities we might exploit," she explained to the council. "If they've been watching us for centuries, they may have missed recent breakthroughs in quantum field manipulation." Around Earth, humanity unified with unprecedented speed. Nations pooled resources and shared military assets. The Mars and Europa colonies accelerated production of new spacecraft. Underground bunkers were prepared, but more importantly, a plan formed, one that would either secure humanity's place among the stars or ensure that any attempt to subjugate Earth would come at an unacceptable cost. On the 30th day, a massive vessel appeared in orbit. Unlike the hidden observation platforms, the collective ship made no attempt at concealment. It was a gleaming silver construct, 15 kilometers long, shaped like an elongated diamond. Smaller craft deployed from its midsection, descending toward the designated meeting point in the neutral waters of the mid-Pacific. The human delegation awaited them on an aircraft carrier. Dr. Okafor stood alongside Admiral Chen, Council Chair Rodriguez, and representatives from Earth's major powers and colonies. Marine units maintained a respectful perimeter, their weapons conspicuously holstered. The alien craft touched down with barely a sound. A ramp extended, and 7 figures emerged, each distinctly different from the others. The lead alien stood nearly 8 feet tall with iridescent blue skin and 4 arms. Its elongated head housed 6 eyes arranged in a circular pattern. When it spoke, the words emerged as perfect English from a small device at its throat. I am Overseer Zulix, representing the Galactic Collective Assessment Council. We come to evaluate humanity's readiness for limited interaction with galactic civilization. Council Chair Rodriguez stepped forward. We welcome you to Earth, Overseer. Though we must express concern about being observed without consent for centuries. Consent is not required for standard observation protocols, Xylix replied without emotion. All developing species are monitored until they reach appropriate technological and social benchmarks. Your detection of our platforms has accelerated this process by approximately 75 years. Admiral Chen's expression hardened. And what would these appropriate benchmarks entail? Stability, unity, predictability. Xylix's 6 eyes blinked in sequence. Your species shows concerning patterns of conflict, resource mismanagement, and technological development prioritizing military applications. These traits have caused the extinction of 12 previously monitored species who destroyed themselves once exposed to advanced technologies. Yet we've united our planet, colonized our solar system, and developed sustainable technologies that have reversed ecological damage. Dr. Okafor countered. Surely that demonstrates our readiness. Another alien stepped forward, smaller, with green-scaled skin, and a single cyclopean eye. Your recent advancements are acknowledged but insufficient. The Assessment Council requires convincing evidence that humanity will not destabilize local galactic sectors if granted access to interstellar technologies. The meeting continued for hours as the aliens outlined the assessment process. They would evaluate Earth's governments, technological capabilities, resource management, cultural cohesion, and potential for peaceful integration. Based on their findings, the collective would determine humanity's status and permitted level of cosmic awareness. When Rodriguez asked what would happen if Earth rejected this evaluation, the alien's response was chilling. That would be unwise, Xylix stated. The collective maintains galactic peace through consensus when possible but employs containment measures when necessary. Species deemed destabilizing risk severe restrictions or isolation enforcement. As the delegation returned to shore, Admiral Chen and Dr. Okafor exchanged knowing glances. The collective's message was clear: comply with their judgment or face consequences. They've made a critical mistake, Okafor whispered as they boarded the transport. They think we'll just accept their authority because their technology is superior. Chen nodded grimly. They've been watching us for centuries, but still don't understand humanity. When backed into a corner, we don't submit, we fight. Over the next 2 weeks, the assessment team traveled across Earth and visited the colonies. They examined technology, interviewed leaders, and analyzed human history. Throughout, they maintained an air of superior judgment that increasingly grated on their hosts. Meanwhile, Earth executed its contingency plan. Quantum displacement detectors were secretly installed on all military vessels. The observation platforms were mapped with precision, and Dr. Okafor's team finalized their countermeasure, a quantum field disruptor designed to neutralize the collective's technological advantage. On the final day of assessment, the collective representatives returned to the aircraft carrier. Xylix's expression was unreadable as always, but the rigid posture suggested the news would not be favorable. The Assessment Council has reached its determination, Xylix announced. Humanity's technological advancement will be restricted to your solar system. Quantum research beyond current levels will be prohibited. A permanent collective presence will monitor compliance. These measures will remain in effect for a minimum of 500 Earth years. The human delegation received this pronouncement in silence until Admiral Chen stepped forward. And if we refuse these terms, Xylix's 6 eyes focused on her. Then isolation enforcement protocols will be implemented. Your solar system will be quarantined. Any attempt to breach the quarantine will result in immediate response. Chen smiled thinly. I believe we'll need to present your terms to our full council before responding. You have 24 of your hours, Xylix stated. We await your answer. As the alien delegation departed, Earth initiated the final phase of its plan. The moment had come to show the collective that humanity would not be judged, restricted, or contained without a fight. Judgment and triumph. The Global Council convened an emergency session as the 24-hour deadline approached. Representatives from Earth and its colonies gathered in Geneva, their faces grim with determination. The collective has underestimated us, Council Chair Rodriguez declared. They believe their technological advantage makes their authority absolute. Today, we prove otherwise. Admiral Chen stepped forward. All defense forces are in position. Dr. Okafor's quantum disruptors have been distributed to key strategic points. The moment we give the signal, Operation Defiance begins. On the view screen, a live feed showed the massive collective vessel hanging in orbit, seemingly invincible in its technological superiority. Surrounding it, invisible to conventional detection, Earth's combined fleet had taken position, over 300 ships maintaining perfect radio silence. As the deadline approached, the human delegation returned to the meeting point. This time, only 3 representatives went: Rodriguez, Chen, and Okafor. The collective ship sent down its delegation, Xylix at the lead. Have you accepted the collective's terms? The alien overseer asked without preamble. Rodriguez stepped forward. The people of Earth have considered your proposal and have prepared our response. He handed Xylix a small data crystal. This contains our terms for establishing relations with the Galactic Collective. All 6 of Xylix's eyes blinked rapidly, the first display of surprise from the alien. You misunderstand. These are not negotiations. The Assessment Council's decision is final. Perhaps your council should reassess, Admiral Chen said calmly. As we speak, quantum disruptor fields have activated around each of your observation platforms. They are now visible to our sensors and targeted by our defense systems. On cue, Dr. Okafor activated a holographic display showing all 12 platforms, their cloaking technology neutralized by precisely calibrated quantum fields. Xylix's posture stiffened. This is impossible. Your quantum technology is insufficient. Your assessment is outdated, Okafor interrupted. The collective has been watching Earth for centuries, but you missed the acceleration in our quantum research over the past decade. Your observation data is incomplete. For the first time, uncertainty flickered across the alien delegation. Another of the representatives, a crystalline entity that communicated through light pulses, flashed rapidly at Xylix. This changes nothing, Xylix declared after receiving the message. The collective vessel in orbit maintains overwhelming defensive and offensive capabilities. Your demonstration merely confirms the Council's concern about humanity's aggressive tendencies. Admiral Chen smiled. Look again at your vessel, Overseer. The holographic display shifted to show the massive collective ship. Around it, Earth's fleet had decloaked. Hundreds of vessels in perfect formation, each emanating the same quantum disruption field that had revealed the observation platforms. While your assessment team was busy judging us, Chen explained, we reverse-engineered your quantum displacement technology and adapted it to our ships. Your vessel's defensive systems are currently experiencing a 78% efficiency reduction due to our disruptor fields. Xylix's 4 arms moved in agitated patterns. This is a declaration of hostility against the collective. No, Rodriguez countered firmly. This is humanity demonstrating that we will not be judged, restricted, or threatened. We do not seek conflict, but we will not accept subjugation either. Dr. Okafor stepped forward. We propose an alternative. Recognition of Earth and its colonies as a sovereign star system with full rights to develop without interference. In exchange, we offer technological and scientific exchange on equal terms. The collective does not negotiate under threat, Xylix stated, though with noticeably less certainty. Then consider it under opportunity, Rodriguez replied. Our quantum disruption technology clearly has applications the collective hasn't explored. This could be the beginning of a mutually beneficial relationship instead of an unnecessary conflict. The crystalline entity flashed rapidly again, and the other representatives engaged in hurried communication. Finally, Xylix's posture relaxed slightly. The Assessment Council will require consultation on this unprecedented situation. We request a temporary cessation of your disruptor fields to establish communication with the collective. We will deactivate the disruptors targeting your communication systems only. Admiral Chen agreed. The rest remain active until we reach an agreement. Over the next 72 hours, Earth waited. The collective vessel remained in orbit, surrounded by humanity's fleet in a tense standoff. Finally, a transmission arrived for the Council. The Galactic Collective acknowledges humanity's demonstration of unexpected capabilities, Xylix's image announced. In light of this development, the Assessment Council has revised its determination. Earth will be recognized as a transitional member system with provisional autonomy. Collective observers will remain, but without restriction powers. A mutual technology exchange protocol will be established. It wasn't complete victory, but it was far from the subjugation originally demanded. Earth had earned respect rather than receiving judgment. 3 months later, Dr. Okafor stood in the newly established Collective Exchange Center in Nairobi. Representatives from 7 collective species worked alongside human scientists, sharing knowledge about the universe and its technologies. They still don't entirely trust us, Admiral Chen remarked as she joined Okafor at the observation window. Trust is earned over time, Okafor replied. What matters is that we're no longer being treated as specimens in a cosmic laboratory. We've earned our place at the table. At a minimum, we've shown them that humanity won't be contained or controlled, Chen added with satisfaction. The next time they try to judge us, they'll remember what happened when they thought they were safe from our notice. Beyond the exchange center, construction had begun on Earth's first true interstellar vessel. Built with a combination of human innovation and collective technology, it would soon carry ambassadors from Earth to the heart of galactic civilization, not as supplicants seeking approval, but as equals demanding respect. The collective had watched humanity for centuries, believing themselves hidden and safe in their technological superiority. But they had failed to recognize the fundamental truth about the species they observed. When humanity feels threatened, when backed against a wall, its creativity, determination, and courage become its greatest weapons. They thought they were safe until humanity found them. Now the galaxy would never be the same.